Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another episode of RV Business Capitol Talk, sponsored by Dicor Products. I'm Rick Kessler. He's Sherman Goldenberg. We're with RV Business, and joining the two of us today is Heather Leach. Heather, of course, is the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania RV and Camping Association, PRVCA. And Heather, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
We're talking to you today, and I happen to notice it's 47 days until the 53rd annual America's Largest RV Show, which we all, of course, refer to as the Hershey show in the industry. 47 days. Are you ready?
We're as ready as we can be at 47 days. Yes.
Used to be the Harrisburg show.
Yes. Many moons ago, it was in Harrisburg, and we moved to Hershey. Probably, I think we've been there. This might be the 17th year.
And of course, it's at the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania. This year it's September 14 through 18. Last year, coming off of the second best attendance total ever, if I look at this correctly, 61,320 behind only 2017. Boy, I got to think, with all of the our rise in popularity of RVing, we're going to take a crack at that number again.
You know, that's the plan. Right now, we do start selling tickets early, and we're pretty much on par with where we were last year at that time. This is really the time period where we'll start to see those numbers increase. Like usually about a month before is when it really starts to pick up. But so far, I think we're on par with where we were last year.
Nice.
What's your anticipation for this show in general, Heather? I mean, what are you seeing down the road here?
So we've been getting a really good response from both our exhibitors and, consumers. Last year, there was definitely more concern from consumers about whether or not there would be product at the show and everything because of supply issues. And I don't see that concern as much from people this year from all the different places that we monitor. So I think the customer feels better that they're going to come and experience what they think they're going to experience. And last year, I will say, it was a good event. There was no real issues as far as having empty spots and things like that for the customer. So I think they were all very pleased when they got there. So, but it's nice to see that there's not that concern from them this time around.
And your exhibitor square footage or number of exhibitors commitments for this year look like what?
We're at over 1 million square feet again of sold space. We have, our 40 some manufacturers. I believe we're at a little over 200 booth vendors. So we're officially sold out of space again for this year's event.
Cool.
Yeah.
And 1,300 RVs on display. And we've already started talking to a number of those manufacturers who are planning on some pretty good product debuts at your show.
Yeah, that's great. We love hearing that.
It's basically a 1-2 punch with the open house, Elkhart RV open house, and has become, who'd have guessed, kind of a tradition. Hershey open house, especially not that far back in the days of the Louisville show that we would be at this juncture now. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Any difference in the habits of the exhibitors so far and what you're seeing? It's happy days are here again, basically.
Yeah, so far I haven't gotten any concerns from any of our exhibitors as far as the market and everything. I know we're still riding the wave a little bit of the COVID demand. I know that we've had some dealers that things kind of slowed up for a little bit over the summer, but I think things are picking back up with them. So I think there's still a lot of interest, obviously, in the RV world. So I don't predict any major effects right now, anyhow.
The market itself, what can you tell us about that from a Pennsylvania perspective?
Um, you know, just speaking to some of the dealers or dealer members, I think earlier in the summer, like June, it was a little slower for people. I do know that when I talked to a couple this week, and they said, you know, our numbers are right around where they were last year. There was a slight increase, but they said not a huge increase, but considering the records that they were setting last year, they said maintaining that seemed remarkable to them. So overall, everything that I've received is still remaining fairly positive.
They're back on the Hershey show. Some familiar names, both manufacturers and dealers that we'll have seen before.
Oh yeah, everyone that was there last year, I believe, is returning as far as manufacturers. Airstream wasn't in the show last year, but they're back this year, so that's always great to see. There were some, that were having some supply issues last year. They've returned, and some, there was COVID issues. Everyone seems to be more comfortable this year, so any of those kind of issues seem to be, we left them back in 2021.
And the waiting list is getting longer and longer, right?
It is. I just added another one today. So, we would love to fit everybody in, but we do have space constraints, obviously, but it's definitely, people still, other manufacturers are still, seeing the positive aspect of Hershey. So that's really great.
Well, maybe you can expand across the parking lot and into the amusement park.
I would, I don't have a problem with that. I'm not sure that Hershey Park would say the same thing.
How about your association and emphases this year in 2022? What you guys are focusing on in general, including the show?
Well, of course, our main priority right now is making sure that we provide the same quality event that everyone's, grown accustomed to. And that includes offering education at the show. And that's on the 12th and 13th, we have our industry education days that people from the industry can come and, take advantage of some of those educational opportunities. And then, of course, throughout the show, we have hourly education for the consumers. And then, so besides the show and all that, one of our main focuses this year is education. We did hire a new education director this year, and so he's kind of getting some new things up and running. I think we're going to have a lot of great new opportunities for our members coming up here soon. So that's something that everyone can look forward to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rick, where else do you want to take us before we let her off the hook?
No, I can't think of anything. I always enjoy the Hershey show. I especially like that opening day, the first public day, where people line up on that pedestrian bridge. And I remember last year, my goodness, it might have gone halfway across the parking lots by the time it was done. It was nice. I know the company that we use for advertising gets nervous every year. And then when they see those line forms, they go, okay, we're good. We did our job. So she hasn't had to worry in the last, for as long as I've been there. So I don't think she'll have anything to worry about this year either. Very good.
Okay, are we done? Rick, did you want to add anything else?
No, I think we've covered all the ground that we can cover 47 days out.
Right. Right. Well, Heather, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely. Anytime.
And we look forward to seeing you down the road here.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in September. Well, some of you.